any questions.
Yay! We remembered this time.
Thank you to you.
Kind of an inside joke, you guys. You know, we always say, "No, we're going to record this." Well, this time we really are going to record this
On
and
time.
early on.
Yeah,
So
we usually remember just before it's over. so-
exactly. So you know, you can tell, you know, that we really are having a lot of fun together. But without any further ado, it is always my pleasure to turn it over to Barry. So enjoy, and we're going to be the Vannas today. So
Yes, we're not going to call them my dummies because that would just be horrible. But I'm very lucky. It is an honor to be here. This has just been a long time coming. I thank all of you for being here to enjoy this with us. And relax, enjoy. We've got lots to show you. And we're going to start right here with Fontel.
okay.
This is one of the new pieces. This is a yarn from Lana Grossa, and it's a yarn called Echo. And it's a tubular ribbon that has 3 different fibers. So it's cotton and silk and viscose, and each one of them dyes up a different shade. There's solid colors where the shading will show, and Fontel's wearing one of the prints. The beauty of this design is that from the front, it is ribbed. From the front, it looks perfectly straight. When you look at the side of it, there's tapering right here. And so it creates an A-line wing right at the back. You can see all of the shaping right along here. It's a beautiful decoration to the body. So it follows along with your shape. It covers everything, not that we have to worry anything here, but it's just a really great swing jacket, a little bit longer in the back, and it's shaped the side on both sides. So from the front, it looks classic. As you walk, the back has all of the shaping and the extra length. And again, a new piece from Lana Grossa, and it's the Echo Swing cardigan. Is she hired, everybody? You get to vote. 1 through 10, everybody gets to vote. Good thing we love each other because we can really be mean to each other as well. All right, Carrie.
Yeah.
So for the last season, we did a yarn called Sophia, and it is a woolen cashmere. It's open stock fiber, so it's not been spun. There's no spinning involved. They take all the natural fibers, and to keep them in place, there's an elastic that runs right down the center. So the yarn has lots of stretch. We've done ponchos and hats and shawls, and now we've just done a really fun classic jacket. It's done in plain stockinette. Normally you can knit it on a 10.5 or 11 needle. Because I wanted something more tailored, this was done on a 10. So the knitting is just a little bit tighter. It gives it a more boxy look and subtle details. So you can't see it on the black side, but on the cream side, there's a beautiful rib that creates the look of a neckline, and it helps keep the fronts in place. We played with a contrast in colors, so we went cream and black. There's a side slit on the side, so if you put your hands in pockets in pants, there's also front pockets. And just to carry the color across, we put a little patch of the contrasting color on the sleeve. The other thing that we've done, flip you around, is there is a split right here. Carrie's wearing a black tank underneath it, so you can't see it, but there's a split in the tush so that when you're wearing it, it moves along with you as you walk. It doesn't have to be there. It's all part of finishing, but it's completely up to you if you choose to do it. But this is the most amazing yarn. When you talk about feeling a sexy yarn, this is a sexy yarn. And so here's a skein of Sophia. And this is what the elastic does. I can take it, pull it, make it thin, and it bounces right back to its original shape. The other part that makes it so special is a 50-gram ball. Actually, it's a 25-gram ball. It has about 80 yards to it. And it's not often that a yarn that is this thick has that kind of the yards to it. Super, super soft, spongy, and very sexy.
And one of my absolute favorites.
So where on the site can they see these yarns?
Just go on the site, on our homepage, that you'll see a listing for yarns. Click on yarns. That will pull up an alphabetical list. Go to Trendsetter, click on that, and just scroll through the Trendsetter yarns, and you will find Sophia.
And all the things from Lana Grossa, just, you know, we're all familiar with what's going on with things being delayed in shipping. We're finally starting to get all the yarns in from Lana Grossa. And this is a very, very special shawl. It uses a new yarn from Lana Grossa called Terra, and it is linen and cotton. You can see the little pebble effect. The cotton is staying raw. They create a thick and thin by pushing it through rollers, and then it's wrapped with a linen so that the cotton stays in place. It has elasticity because of it. You can knit just a plain top out of it, a tank. There's gorgeous colors. What we did here is we mix it with a strand of silk hair. So it's a strand of the 80% mohair, 20% silk. It allowed us to go up to a 9 needle, an 8 needle, just a bigger needle. And it's 2 different pieces that are sewn together, and all the details are on the outside of it. It's very classic. Any of you who travel, if you're starting to travel again, it's the best accessory shawl. And you can see it on Carrie. So that's the seam that gets put together on the outside. If you're a fringe person, you're going to sit and play with the fringe all day. And if you're not, it doesn't have to have the fringe.
Thank you.
How many people does it take to dress someone?
3.
There are some beautiful, beautiful colors in it. They did more pastel-y or more shaded colors. So if you're looking for fuchsias and teals, it's not this, but they've done gorgeous rose colors and olives. There's an incredible denim blue. So it's the perfect accessory coming up for this season. And it's the Terra and Silk Here Pear Fringed Shawl. We've been having a lot of fun with a yarn from Trendsetter called Candyland. And you'll hear me talk a lot about construction and how yarns are formed. And this is Candyland. It's also another one of those chunky yarns. So the circumference of it is wide, but it weighs nothing. So they use a chain and they create it like a pantyhose, and they put wool inside, and it's unspun wool. So it opens up and it spreads, and it creates a really beautiful elongated dye effect that you can see. Again, a 50-gram ball has 137 yards. It's just unheard of with yarns that are this circumference. Super soft and light. And Carrie's wearing a shawl that I did that has a slip stitch in it. So it is garter stitch with a slip stitch. And it's actually knit as a triangle, but from this side. So this is your cast on. You decrease along one edge, and it's done full fashion. So it has a really nice border, and you end up binding off up here. And what that does is it creates the triangle, and it turns the shape triangular, and the colors don't go straight across the body, but they become angular. Again, just a really great accessory.
Took just 4 balls.
4 skeins.
Okay.
And sticking with this yarn, this is a piece that I've just started teaching with. And it's a work of art. If you ever thought about putting knitting on your wall, I would put this on a beautiful rod and drape it on the wall. It's actually a pattern from online. It's called the Aranami shawl. And I've been working with the designer. She gave me permission to use her pattern. And it uses 3 different colors of the yarn. So Candyland in 3 different shades, and I'll show you what they are. But it starts right down here. It's all garter stitch, 100% garter stitch. You do 1 module, and then they connect one onto the other. So where they touch, they're picked up. Where they don't touch, they're cast on. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and it continues to build and layer one on top of the other. The best part about it is this whole piece, and it's huge, 7 skeins and 3 different colors, and no finishing at all. There is nothing picked up afterwards. There's nothing done. If you bury your tails as you go, the inside is just about as beautiful as the outside. So this is the Candyland Wave shawl. And the 3 colors within each one, you can see all the different shades. And that's why you can get all of those different pieces, and they each look different. So lots of color options in this, and this is Candyland.
I love this new linen.
So a lot of people are using linen these days, and Lana Grossa has created a new yarn called Mare. It looks like mare when you're looking at the name because it's spelled M-A-R-E, and they forgot to put the little accent. So you're not knitting a horse, you are knitting a yarn that looks like ocean. And it's a very special yarn. And here's why it's so special. These are the skeins. And so as you knit it, all the colors are already in place. They're not tied together. It's all in the dye process. So it's a really elongated, segmented dye. And the color shading is beautiful. So you can see exactly what it's going to do outside to inside. And Lana Grossa created a beautiful shawl. They're just wide scarves. They can be made even wider. And they've done the classic zigzag. So it's a little bit of lace. There's a double decrease in the middle. It has a beautiful end to it. But I'm going to steal this one. But here's all of the colors that happen in one shade. So it starts at the coppers, it goes through all of the teals, back into the browns, beiges, coppers, olive greens. It just continues. It's absolutely a beautiful yarn. And that's the look of it when it's on. So if you're ever looking to do something for a man, I would wear this in a heartbeat. It feels really good. The pattern is not feminine. It's a really great scarf. It can be worn multiple ways. So when I wear it, because I don't like things really long, I just put it on and I just wear it like that. And if it's really cold or I want to be a little more dramatic, and God knows I can be dramatic, I take it, flip it, and pull one other tail through. Well, you try to push it through and make it last, but you twist it.
Yeah. I know it.
And pull it through. You don't have to worry about tags when you're wearing it, but that's the effect. So it almost looks like it's cabled and in place, but now you get to see all of the colors, and one color is more beautiful than the next.
Okay, show mine.
Yeah, look at this.
My favorite
Yeah.
color. Actually, this is my favorite color because I'm not tall enough. It goes from that
Yeah, it's plums and roses and aquas
to
and
blues. I just love
And look
this
at the
one.
blue
I
one.
know it.
Yeah.
so anyways, this is
I
a
need to
yarn
be
called
taller.
Mare, and the shawl itself uses 1.5 skeins. So you could make it a little bit narrower and get away with one, but in essence, you're going to buy 2 skeins. It has great yardage, make it even longer, or add 1 extra repeat. So there's lots of options within the pattern. And if you're not looking for accessories, but you like the yarn,
Yeah.
they've done some great wearables. And this is just a wonderful little T-top done out of it. And in order to play with the color, because of the elongation in the dye, you work all 3 skeins at the same time. This one takes 3. 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, and it just changes the colors and the shading as you work it. And you just let the yarn do the work. It's plain stockinette up to here, and then it's typical eyelet lace. Yarn over, knit 2 together, and then it moves over. What's fun about it is you see the colors on the front, but because those balls change so much, that's the front, and that's the back. So eventually you get to see all of the colors. You can decide as you work, what do you want to be the front? What do you want to be the back? Don't worry about them not matching on the side. If any of you walk in a room sideways
Yeah.
to show your side seams, call me, okay? I want to be there. But the new thing with all of these dyes is fronts don't have to match, front to back doesn't have to match. And I'm somebody who's neurotic, all right? Most of you know that about me. Things have to match and be symmetrical. This will free you of that very quickly. Let the colors do the work for you. And again, Mare eyelet pullover. So one of the things that Trendsetter is known for, having the name Trendsetter, is doing things that are new and different. I love textured yarns. You'll hear me say tonight, and anytime you see me, let the yarn do the work. There's a new yarn that we've done from Trendsetter called Spezzotile. Don't try to say it. Don't try and spell it.
Or spell it. No.
Yeah, just call it Spezzo. It's a whole lot easier. It is 100% cotton, but again, it's tubular. So it's got that cage again, like a pantyhose, but this time it's cotton on the outside and cotton on the inside. And what that means is it's here somewhere. Here it is. this is how it knits. So it's all about texture. You can see the flat areas where it got narrower. You can see the little bumps and slubs. And it's just a perfect little piece. It's an easy yarn to knit with. The hardest thing is casting on. All right, so you've heard it right now. Not so easy to cast on. Don't try and do long tail. Knit your stitches on and it's perfect. But this is just a little shoulder cover up. And we put another yarn to do an eyelet trim at the bottom. It's a yarn called Reserva, and it just gives a little texture. And it weighs it down because this doesn't weigh anything. And in order for it to open up and drape, this yarn has a little more weight to it. So it pulls it down and keeps it down over your shoulders as you move. And this is Spezzotile in the hank. So you can see it looks thick. And then there's a thin section. So that's how it goes from one to the other. You don't worry about the changes. It does it all on its own. And it's not at the same length each time. But because it's 100% cotton, the colors are really strong. There's fuchsias and teals. The black is beautiful. And Carrie's wearing a piece that everyone who tries it on has bought so far. It's just been one of the best pieces for the season. It's a little hard to see because it's white with all the lights, but
There we go.
that's stockinette. And you can see what the textures are doing in stockinette. It gives you the thick and thin, but it stays flat against the body. And there's a beautiful cable that's on all of the trim. So again, it's just that classic look.
Yeah, it's
The
great.
cable is great.
Very pretty.
And for those of you who like a little bit of glitter, and y'all know I do, this is Spezzotile knit for 4 rows. And then we mixed it with Alpha, which is a yarn from Trendsetter. It's again a tubular cotton, and it has a little baby metallic in it. You can't see the glitter from here, but it's very, very subtle. And you can see the texture difference between the 4 rows and 2 rows. The 2 rows are stockinette, the 4 rows are garter, and it moves the textures and details around. A really great classic collar, but it spreads out all of the shaping. The other part that's great about it is this is one of the larger sizes. We do the sizing up to about a 60 on this. It doesn't weigh anything and it doesn't make you look bigger. It's just a great classic cardigan. It weighs nothing. You can see that you can see through it. Perfect. Little tank underneath. Again, if you're traveling, throw a little tank dress on, a little t-shirt underneath. Packs beautifully and travels well, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous colors.
Wonderful summertime.
And Fontelle's got,
So just to give you an idea about what the little shoulder wrap looks like on, I think this is adorable.
It is adorable.
It's just so cute. So yeah. So that's the Spezzotile.
perfect.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Feel free to ask them, because we'll just keep yammering. So
For those of you who don't necessarily know everything that goes on, we've been doing knitting cruises. We've been on hold for the last couple of years because of what's going on, but we're all starting to get back to travel. And we've had a wonderful cruise on the books. We're heading towards it in November. The 3 of us, and some of you have already signed up, but we just want to tell you we've got a great knitting cruise coming up in November. It starts in Los Angeles. It's going to start at our warehouse.
Yes.
If you have not been to our warehouse, you talk about stash, I will win. It's 10,000 square feet of yarn. So I don't care how much you've bought, I'm going to win the award for stash. But it is a beautiful place. It's like a yarn grocery store. It's neat, it's clean, it's organized. You can see everything. It's a history of knitting yarn from Trendsetter. And this year is our 35th anniversary.
instead of calling it Whole Foods, we'll call it Whole Fiber.
That sounds good too. So it's an invitation for you to come and join us. We would love for you to be on the cruise with us. So we've got a preview at Trendsetter. We're going to do some fun things there. We're talking about a dinner. We've got hotels in place. And then we're going to go down to Long Beach and we get on the ship there. And it's going to be a celebrity cruise. So if you've traveled on Celebrity, you know they do a really nice job. They just changed the ship on us and brought a bigger ship on, a newer ship. So they're moving our cabins around. We're going to have great cabins. And it's just going to go down to Mexico. The days that we're at sea, we have knitting classes. We all come together. We do morning events, teaching things. At night, we teach things. There's always something for you to do. The best part about it is you're going to make lifelong friends. This is about our 15th year of doing knitting cruises. And we have people that have come on every one. They've met best friends on it. They travel with us, without us. It's been a nice connection. So if it's something that you're looking for, you're thinking about, look at the website. It's on there, and we would love for you to come and join us. And I would love for you to see what Trendsetter is really all about. It's hard for me to say it. It is impressive. It's pretty incredible.
It is.
And there'll be all new things that we can show you. We chose this itinerary because we wanted to go to the Trendsetter warehouse, and it's really easy to get on the ship. It's really easy to get off the ship for those of you that want to stay a little closer to home. And if you going down to Mexico, you don't want to get off the ship. A lot of us don't, because that's when the spa has discounts. Nobody's there. We can run up and down the halls.
Nobody's in line for
You don't
food.
have to get off.
Yeah, we've done everything but yarn bomb the ship, but that'll happen one of these times. All right, so continuing on with the stuff for this event tonight. I've loved creating things that are now timeless. So while we're showing a lot of stuff for spring, summer, you're going to see that we've interspersed some things that are technically fall, winter based off of fiber, but the details and the shape keep it that you can wear it all year long. So this is a new cardigan that we've done, and it's a strand of silk hair. Again, we put that with a lot of things to go up in needle sizes, and we've mixed it with Ultimotive Cashmere Fine. So it's an elasticized yarn, it's chained, has great yardage, beautiful colors, and there's like 70 colors in AM cashmere and 100 in silk hair. So you can pick a color in one, we will match it in the other. It's just a classic cardigan. So plain stockinette at the body. It'll tell you in the instructions, figure out where you want the cables. Some people have waists, some people don't. Some people don't want cables at their waist. You get to decide where you want the details. After that, this is stockinette and reverse stockinette. So there's nothing complicated about the design or the stitches we've selected. We just wanted to create a classic cardigan. And it's two beautiful yarns held together. And again, you can see through the light how sheer this is. We've done that with a lot of things. We want you to be able all year round, no matter where you live. Also from Trendsetter, we've got two other new yarns. One of them is called Nuance, and Nuance has an elongated dye to it. And then there's a yarn called Impress. Two different fibers. The yarns themselves are spun the same way. So with Nuance, let's see, which one are we going to do here? The t-shirt. Oh, great piece. I guess you know I love what I do because I said everything's great so far. And to me it is. So there you go. With Nuance, it's an elongated dye. This is one colorway. So all of these shades are from one colorway. You're not using two different colors to create the stripes. You're using two different balls of the same color. It's done 2 rows at a time, but there's also a slip stitch. So it's 1 row of knit, 1 row of slip 1, knit 1. And so it's moving the color. You can see the little jagged pieces that are in each of these rows. It changes the colors, it moves them. We did just a really fun little t-shirt, but this is the best part about it. I like that the front and back don't match. Always leave them wanting more. When I learned how to knit, well, 50 some odd years ago, the backs never had color and never had detail. Well, you love it when they're coming towards you, but when they're walking away, you're bored. Show them what it looks like walking away and make them come and grab you and turn you around or make you stay. So that's the front. And that's the back.
He's talking about color.
And you can see how different the colors are. Every one of these colors are in one colorway of the yarn. Takes just a few balls of yarn. It's a blend of cotton and soy. This is Nuance all on its own. It would also be a great cardigan. So if you're somebody who doesn't like wearing pullovers, it splits very easily right down the center. We've had people say, I don't wear collars like this. It's too warm as I get older, whatever it is. You don't have to. It's a standard crew neck. It's easily transferred to a V. A lot of people have just picked up and done a great little rolled collar out of it or nothing at all. So you have lots of options.
And this is all out of Nuance, right?
This is all out of Nuance.
So this one's 100% cotton. And for a small, it takes 2 balls. And for a medium and a large, I think it takes 3 balls. I mean, so it's $40, $60 retail to make this little top.
Right.
It's darling. It's a great price.
And keeping up with that yarn, we've played with just the way that the yarn is. Right off of the ball, you just let it go. It's not two balls, it's not different balls of yarn. You knit it right off the skein, and you can see how the color changes. Come right in. So there's sections that are plain and sections that stripe. In order to keep it and give it some extra detail, there's a little moving cable that's set in the middle of the ribs on the bottom. And in the pattern, it tells you to take it as far as you want. We do that because everyone sits in a different place and things fit differently on the body. You just don't want to make sure that this little cable twist comes up too far. So it's a subtle feature and it doesn't have to be there at all. But you can see that the two sleeves show different shades. And the back is different as well. So you can decide which side you want as the front, which side as the back. If you want the colors to be broken up, you can go back to what we just showed. 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, and it'll blend every color throughout the entire piece. This is just knitting it right off the ball, no playing with color.
Yeah. It's so cute.
All right, here we go. Where'd you go? Here it is. So the other version of it is a yarn called Impress. And this is the one that is cotton and soy. And the difference in it, besides fiber, the spinning is the same, but besides fiber being different, is that the dye is completely different. This is what we call a muddled dye. So it starts out as yellow, and you can see that it's changing to little flecks of lilac as it changes into lilac. And then it has flecks of rose as it changes into rose. It's knit right off the ball. We just did a really simple boxed ribs pattern. Knit it just as it comes. So the front, the back. So if you're looking for something that you just want to throw on and go, again, packs really easily. This is it all on its own. So this is the Impress boxed pullover.
You want to show them some colors of the line?
Sure. So this will give you an idea. This is Nuance. And we've created a little tub of all the different shades, or many of them. You can see how it changes from one shade to the other. But these are 3 skeins of one colorway. So you won't be left out of something as you buy the yarn. No matter how many skeins you buy, all of the shades will be right in there for you.
This is the color of the pullover with the little cable in it. So that's what it looks like in the ball. Yeah,
That
there
one.
you go.
Pullover, ball.
Ball.
Not that you didn't know which one's a ball and which one's a pullover, but.
We need to entertain ourselves.
All right. And for the love of doing accessories. And
This is gorgeous.
this again is a work of art. Just knitting it as it comes off the ball. This is an eyelet diamond pattern. It's a pattern that we use quite a bit. It's a real easy pattern to follow, and you can pick how many repeats that you do. So a scarf would be 1. A wide wrap is 2, and an extra wide wrap is 3. And I've had people do this as a throw. So in my house, every chair that you go on, I have a throw. But all the colors from one to the other, now you can see within it all the different shades and how they work. Knit it just on its own. A real simple pattern would make a great cardigan. And all the shades are just right in the yarn. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. And let's see. This version, these are the shades. So they're more tonal. The colors are not as stripy, and it's just a more blended, muddled look.
Yeah, let's see that on here.
Need to be taller. I need a box to
She
put in
needs, she needs a booster.
Yeah, I do. Need a little step stool. It feels so good. You know, it's not one of those non-woolly fibers, and it feels so good. It's also very reasonable. The Nuance and the Impress are very reasonably priced yarns with tons of yardage. So, good
Yeah,
price.
1, 2, or 3 skeins make almost anything, no matter what size you're doing.
And Impress has four, I was going to tell you how many, 460 yards of ball to Impress.
Impress is impressive on yardage.
Yes, it is.
And because I fell in love with both of the yarns, I wanted to see what they would do together.
Together.
So we've done a piece that has a fishtail lace pattern in it. And this is done in Nuance. So you're seeing how the colors are striping. And then we used one of the muddled shades of Impress. And you can see how that changes. And it just alters one to the other. And you can see how every shade and every segment gives you a different look. It really becomes a piece of art. It's like a painting. And here's the opposite side. When you wear this, it is a standard shawl, but it gathers really well. So again, this is something that I would just throw on and go. I like that it cuts right across my neck, can put a jacket on and not look like I've got 500 pounds around me. And then it'll open up. And that's the look of it and the effect. With the 2 yarns alternating one to the other. You can see the segments and you can see the flat areas. The one that's the more modeled one is done in reverse stockinette. And the other one is in the eyelet fishtail pattern.
So these yarns are interchangeable as far as gauge. And what's the gauge, Barry?
You're going to, depends on the stitch that you're doing, but probably about 6 stitches to the inch. You're on a 5 or a 6 needle for most of it. Most people like knitting at that kind of a gauge. It's flexible enough that you could go up to a bigger needle and have something more drapey. It'll hold its shape. We've also mixed it with silk hair, and we've got some things that we're putting together now for that. So just really beautiful yarns. And it looks like, in a visual standpoint, that you've put 40 different colors in here and you had to buy 40 different balls of yarn. It's 2. 2 different yarns, 2 balls of each. 4 skeins of yarn to do something this beautiful in this wide. All right. Well, oh, sure. So here's just an idea of some color combinations for you. The striped for the eyelet, the more muddled for the reverse stockinette. Here's one that's a little bit more bright, and then the pastel. So this is the color that that t-shirt, that box t-shirt was done out of. And now you can see all the different shades that are going to come up in here. So this would be your fishtail. This would be your reverse stockinette.
That's a model color.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is what the model colors look like pre-knit. So fishtail, reverse stockinette, just more muddled and shaded, and all of the striping that's involved in it. So there's a lot of color combinations that can go together. We'll put some suggestions on there for you. You can, here's Fontel, she's got others.
Look at these. You know, if you want to just kind of brighten up your spring and summer, look at those combinations. I think they're just stunning.
Well, it's no surprise Mother's Day is coming up. You're either a mom or you want to be a mom, or you've got friends that are moms. It's a holiday and it's a chance to do something for yourself and to do something as a gift. So we've created some things that are very fast. And even though Mother's Day is 3 weeks away, put it in a bag, give it as a bag gift and say, okay, maybe you might not get it finished this Mother's Day, but you'll have it for next. And we've got a couple things that we've done. I have loved knitting with our cashmere. If you haven't had a chance to work with Cashmere Classic from Cardiff, it is just a natural. It feels really good in the hands. Great elasticity and warmth without being too thick. And I've really not designed in crochet before. We've had people ask for crochet. So it's done in triple crochet and underneath triple crochet. So it's creating what looks like mitered pie shapes. all done on a big crochet hook. I think I'm on a G or an H, and the yarn is worked double, but you can see the shape of it, and it creates a tam, and it takes 4 skeins. So it's quick, it's fast. This was one evening, and I'm not a good crocheter. It probably took me longer to write the pattern than it did to crochet it. But it sits flat, it looks great on the head. I'm not going to try it on for you, but it looks great. And some other pieces that we've done. This one I will try on for you because I love this one.
Because it's diagonal.
Yes. For the life of me, I'm going to be known as the diagonal man. All I have to say on something is make it go diagonal. I'm in.
Oh, gosh.
So it's just plain stripes. Okay. We're not going to say that we had to, hurt our brains on it. But the base of it is a yarn called Colorissimo, which is a yarn from Lana Grossa that has about 40 to 50 different shades in one skein. So all of the multicolors that you're seeing underneath here, this is all one colorway. That's done in stockinette and then Sophia. So it was the one with the elastic that we showed you at the beginning. Here's Colorissimo. And in fact, that's the color that's in here. What we've done then is alternate it with 3 different colors of Sophia. So I put a peachy pumpkin here. Then it goes to a really simple, like a light linen color. And then it goes to a denim. And by putting 3 different colors on it, what happens is it alters the colors that you see from Colorissimo. When the denim hits denim, one disappears. It gives you texture, it gives you color changes. And again, it looks like you've gone through your stash, you've bought 100 skeins of yarn in order to do it. 2 different yarns, really, really long. I am a fringe person, but Fontel asked me please not to do fringe on it, and she showed me how to do twisted fringe. So with the leftover Colorissimo, these are all twisted and knotted, and it's an absolutely beautiful finish to the scarf. And I agree with her. It is the best way to do it. I had regular fringe, pulled it all out. So you hear it all of you. Fontel was right, and I'm willing to admit it. So it's been recorded. Wait, stop the recording right now. Anyways, I love the colors. This is something I would wear forever and ever.
Yeah,
I just want to.
it's a great piece.
You want to wrap it around?
I just
You
want
know,
to
the fun thing about twisted fringe is that it wears well. It's not going to get tangled up, and it's not going to show wear. This is it's just a real nice little touch to it. Oh yeah, here we go.
And it comes
Now
with a
just-
dresser.
There you go.
It does.
Buy the
This is-
yarn and
oh,
Carrie will come and dress you.
There.
Now that is
Gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Okay, Carrie's right also. They had to admit it. So there you go. You've all heard it. And then, oh,
Oh,
so there's a piece that we just got. Okay, about 5 days ago, it came in the mail from Lana Grossa, and every single one of us have tried this
Yeah.
on. Everywhere we've gone, people have grabbed it, and it's this shawl. Look at how gorgeous the shading is. It's a yarn called Ecopuno. It's a cotton base, and it has brushed alpaca on the inside of it. So it's perfect for all year round, but you can see the degradé shading that's in here. It's super, super lightweight. One side of it is taupes with a touch of gray. The center is a yellow with gray. And at the opposite side, it's like a light olive and oatmeal.
mhm.
And it's done by casting on at the bottom, decreasing along this edge, starting out with all your stitches, ending up with none. And you have a gorgeous, here,
Yeah.
a gorgeous shawl. So it can be worn the standard way, just draping it over, and you have a really great long front. What we've been doing with these shawls now is turning it on the side, putting the point on one side, and throwing the other side up and over. Now you get to see the drape, you get to see the angle, and you get to see all 3 colors as you're walking. It's 1 ball each of 3 colors. It is not a lot of yarn to do this at all.
I just love this. I don't know what it is about this. From the moment I saw it, I don't know if it's the color and the shading. It's so simple, but oh my God, I
Right.
just love
In
it.
its simplicity, it's beautiful. It's plain stockinette. really nice edges to it. But again, something you will throw on and have forever and ever.
Well, it's classic. It's that airplane on the ship, on the wherever shawl. Love it.
And where did the Gomichalo J jacket go? Sorry, we've lost our model.
I don't know.
Give me 1 second.
I'll keep showing you this. I absolutely do love this. And there are other colors, but there's something satisfying about this one for me.
It's disappeared. It's got legs.
Let's go further then until we find it.
All right. One of the invitations for tonight was to show you one more new thing that I just finished. And it is something I'm really proud of. It's not my design, but I loved the way that the colors came into it. So it's a new piece. You are the very first people to ever see this, besides Carrie and Fontel. And it is done modular. And that's the look of it. So there is no sewing together. It's like the pie shapes that I showed you before. But here's the effect. One part of it is a new brushed mohair that we have called Indulge. It's coming up for next fall. So you're seeing a new yarn before anyone has. And it's the color changes that are on the bottom. They alternate between garter and stockinette. Where they touch, they're picked up. Where they don't, they get cast on. And then going in the opposite direction, we've used a yarn called Cool Merino, which is an Aran weight merino. And again, it replicates garter and stockinette, but now they're going in the opposite direction. So these down here head that direction, and the next row heads this way. The next one heads back, and the last one heads this direction. It's a gorgeous size, and this is it as a full piece. You can do as many repeats as you want. You can make it as big as you want. I loved every minute of knitting it. I'm going to have Carrie try it on.
This is an art piece. This is really gorgeous.
So this is what someone's going to win tonight.
Oh.
So you had to
This is gorgeous.
You have to be here. We've got names. We're going to pull it at random when we're all done. But we've got a kit. And here's the colors for the kit. So diverse from this one. And there will be about 8 different colorways. So this is Indulge. It's a brushed mohair. And this is the merino. It's a cabled merino. Has great elasticity to it. Bounces right back. And it alternates. So a stripe of Indulge, a section of merino, and then one of the others. So this is enough. You're going to get it sent to you with the instructions, but you're going to get it before anyone else has ever seen it. And we found the missing jacket.
And before we get it.
Yeah,
That's true.
this is so much. This is so gorgeous on. It really is hard to describe. It is so much prettier than even just showing it as a piece.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It has magical movement to it. It's stunning.
Yeah, in fact, Carrie's leaning against the counter over here, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
The way that she's got it draped over her body. It is something I will knit again, and I will put it at the bottom of a
You know what
bed.
else is really interesting, Barry? So come to the, so look at the vertical lines that you get. It's very flattering on.
Does it make me look taller?
Taller and thinner, yeah.
And just so you know, when the yarn comes out to make this, and it's really a big piece, it's $125 retail. Okay, it's not one of those projects that you're spending $1,000 on, and you may do. You will fall in love with this stitch. I am a pretty fast knitter. It took me 3 nights to make
Whoa.
the entire
yeah,
piece. I
that's not
started it
me.
with Carrie
That's
at a hotel for one of our
That
shows.
doesn't sound
That doesn't
good.
sound right either. How boring. That's what he did in the hotel he knit. But anyways, tells you more about me. But anyways, it went fast. It was really fun to do. And I hope that you will join us when we do it, because we're talking about doing this as a knit along as well. So it would be a great knit along, and it's where we're going to head with things. And then a piece that's in limited edition, and this is the last piece that I'm going to show you tonight. This is a yarn called Gomitolo Felice. It is an elongated dye, and it's 2 different colorways. One of them is bright multis, and one of them is olives, all different shades of olives. It's 4 rows of one, 2 rows of the other. I love doing zigzags, but you can see how the colors and the movement of the colors change from piece to piece. The extra things that are so fantastic about it is it has pockets, and they're not down pockets. They are sideways pockets. So when your hand is in it, it doesn't alter the way that it sits on the body or change the design. These are your fronts, and that's the back. So indeed, it is a work of art. It is playing with color. Now, not to be a bigger yarn pimp than I am already, I have enough yarn to do one more in this colorway. So we're showing it because the other yarn that we've shown you tonight, the one called Nuance that has the elongated color, we've started it again, and you get exactly the same gauge, and there's beautiful color combinations in that. So if this is a colorway that you have to have, you got an opportunity for one person tonight. After that, we're going to move you over to Nuance, but it's a design that will be part of your wardrobe forever. You can see the simple zigzag. It's a very easy pattern to do. One row is purl. So you only have to memorize the right side row, and it just plays with color. We showed this today here in the store, and somebody asked, well, what if I don't want green around my face? You're in control. You have the yarn. Do the rib first, pick the colors that you want there, and the rest of it goes into the body. So there you go. This is what we've got for you. I appreciate the opportunity to show you what we do. I do love what I do, and I'm with 2 of my favorite people in the planet, and being together has made life wonderful this weekend. So thank you for being here, and I'm going to turn it back over to Carrie and Fontel.
Some of you joined us late. If you saw me exit a little bit ago, I was back answering the phone, helping people get on. Not to worry, we have recorded this and it will be available on our website this week. So hopefully by the end of the week, it may take us a little bit, but it will be up and on there. So those of you that missed the beginning, please join us for that.
We're gonna pull for.
Yeah.
Are there any questions?
Well, I was gonna say,
Sure,
we're gonna
sure.
pull for that prize, that wonderful prize, and then we're gonna open this up for
Yeah,
questions.
you can turn off, you can open up your mics.
Yeah.
We want to hear the questions. Everyone
Sure.
may want to ask the same questions, so feel free.
Mary, I think you should only.
I get to do it?
You
All right.
do. All righty.
All right. Now you have to be here, and I know this person is Stephanie Scott. You're here because I saw you earlier, so as long as you're still on here, this is yours.
I am. Thank you so much.
So
Winner.
congratulations. We'll love doing this. All right.
Okay, we'll open it up. Questions, comments?
Barry,
Yes.
what is the name of that eyelet diamond scarf wrap that you were showing earlier?
Yep.
It had
All
an
right.
eyelet diamond. Yeah, that is beautiful. That is
Thank
so
you.
pretty.
It's pattern number 6401C as in Charles. And
What kind of yarn? What kind of yarn is it knitted out of?
it's cotton and soy.
Hold it up. Got it. Thank you.
That's what it looks like.
That's pretty.
All right, other
Yep.
questions?
Could you talk a little bit more about the Echo Puno shawl? What is Echo Puno made out of?
So Echo Puno is a cotton that's chain, and woven inside the chain is brushed alpaca. I want to say it's like 70 cotton, 30 brushed alpaca. The alpaca keeps the cotton in place, and they do it in solid colors, which, can you grab this?
Sure.
Fontel has it in the original version, which is solid colors, and we still do it, and it could be done in just a solid color. What we showed is dégradé, which is the new version of it. But thanks. This is Echo Puno.
Is it a DK?
Yes. Yep. It can even be a fingering. You can't do socks out of it, but it could be a fingering depending on the needle size you go to. So they're saying 6 stitches to the inch, and they're using a 5 or a 6 needle. And the exact fiber content,
How many skeins did that shawl
72
take?
cotton, 17 wool, and 11 alpaca.
Okay. And how many skeins does that gorgeous shawl take?
One ball each of 3 colors. And I want to say there's
Yeah.
12 or 14 colors in the entire range. Just pick 3 colors, or you can do it in those colors. It's brand new. We just put it up on the thing for tonight. So we didn't pre-do colors for you. You have the freedom to pick any 3 colors
Right.
you want, or you can just say, you know, here's my
Model.
face, pick
Yeah.
3 colors for me.
We're happy to do
We
that
don't
too.
lack for decisions. That won't be a
Yeah.
problem for us.
That's the fun part.
Yep, it is a yarn you'll fall in love with. It's been in the line for 4 years now. So there's Echo Puno, there's Puno Due, which is 2 different shades, and there's now Echo Puno Degradé. So they really will continue with this line forever.
It's beautiful.
Yep, thank you.
Mary, is there any chance that Lana Grossa will ever bring back the Cashmere 16 fine degradé?
No,
Okay,
but Fontel has inventory.
she does.
She does. She's got a couple colors. It's the print colors.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. There's let me grab them real quickly.
I just sold some today, this afternoon.
Fontel, what is your jacket?
My jacket is Candyland.
Ah.
That first yarn that Barry showed you,
Right.
Candyland. Isn't this fun?
Yeah,
That is
I love
beautiful.
Absolutely nothing. So, and it's got a little bit of trim, and that trim is nuanced. The cotton that he told you about. So yeah, isn't this fun?
Yes,
You did it.
absolutely.
That is
And
pretty.
this little zip actually goes under it. You know, you just throw this on. It's easy to wear. It's comfortable, and you know what? I was cold. So yeah, this is the little tank that goes underneath it, and this is done out of nuance. So
So it's an A-line in shaping, and it's got bust darts. So that when you're wearing it at the bottom, gives you more room and more ease at the bottom.
but the jacket is it's just an absolute classic jacket. Isn't that fun? So
Yeah.
Candyland.
All right, so the Cashmere 16 fine and the prints. Those are the 3 colors that we've got. So the rusts and browns and golds, all the raspberry cherry fruit colors. And then this is a combination
Ooh,
browns, coppers, golds, and wine. And
which
just got-
yarn is that?
this is called AM Cash Fine. So it's Cashmere 16 Fine.
Okay.
Okay, these are the
Okay.
print colors that we've gotten in about 100 different solids.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Sure. I'm glad you asked that. That is one of my real all-time favorite yarns. I've used that. I'm gonna tell you, I've probably done 20 different things in the store out of that yarn. It is so incredibly versatile. It only has 10% cashmere, but you'd never know it. When you knit it, it folds like cashmere does. I actually knitted on a size 7 needle. I've done a ton of my shadow knitting designs and whatnot. I love that yarn.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of shadow, yeah, so this is a great piece out of the colors, and
Wow.
I'm probably not gonna be able to see the diamonds in
Yeah.
this.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
you can.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Wow.
So this is shadow knitting. And you see the movement of the colors and the design.
Now you see it.
Yeah. Oh, it's fabulous. The
Isn't it?
colors.
It's incredible.
But this is the Ultimata Cashmere 16 fine. So I can take it and I can pull it and do that to it and
Yeah.
let it go. And it just comes right back to shape. We do dresses and skirts,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
t-shirts. It lasts forever. And a 50-gram skein has 330.
352 yards.
And it's
and
all
these
because
are
of the
solid colors.
constructions. Yep.
So
So the pattern for this, if it's something that you like, is 6101M as in Mary. And it can be made narrower. but
I
that's-
love this piece.
That's what it
I
does.
just love this piece.
Are those patterns on your website?
They
Yes,
are.
and they're on Fontel, yes, they're
Yeah.
on Fontel's website.
Okay.
You might talk about your website a minute, Fontel, again, just how
Sure.
they find
Sure,
all
sure.
of these.
The website is www.greatyarns.com. Go to the home page and you'll see a listing for yarns and kits. You'll also see events and presentations. If you're looking for a copy of this recording, you'll go under presentations for 2020 Trendsetter. It'll be right there. If you're looking for the kits, They will also be there, but also under the presentation, if you click on that now, you'll see most of the things that we've shown you today. If you don't see them there, go under Trendsetter Kits and you'll see all the rest of them.
Or just send us an email and
Yes,
ask, 'cause they're
absolutely.
great about answering. And one other gift for you in appreciation of you being here. For any of the designs that you buy the yarn for, we will send you a card. There are these new pattern download cards that we have. You can't put it up on Ravelry, but in your own library at home, when you get the card, you go to our website, there's a download number in it.
Yeah.
You put it on trendsetteryarns.com, there's a place for it, and you can download the pattern and it goes right to you. So for everything that you order, you will get patterns and you'll get them for free. They're yours to do what you want, but you can download any pattern off the website for free when you get it. So if you fall in love with the yarn, you're not sure what you want to do, you can ask for a download card. We'll be happy to do it. We just don't hand them out. It comes with a purchase of something, but we've got tons and tons of patterns. So if you fall in love with the yarn as well, you can always go to trendsetteryarns.com. You put in the name of the yarn under the search bar and you can click on pattern. It will show you every pattern that we've done. And all you need to do is let Fontel know what you're looking for.
Sure.
She will get it. She tells me and we pop it in the mail to you. So it's teamwork. It's what we do.
I have a quick question. Do you have other colors of the Candyland other than the green, blue?
Yeah, there's 6 different.
Oh,
colors.
wait, let me get them.
What was the name of this, the zigzag cardigan, and what yarn was that again? The zigzag cardigan? It was bright yellow and
It's called the Gomitolo zigzag pattern.
And the yarn is Gomitolo Felice.
So I'll put the number in the chat. So
So
look in
there-
the chat.
okay, thank you.
Gomitolo Felice. Those are the colors. This is what's in the jacket.
And that took,
Oh,
how many of each
gorgeous.
one?
2 balls of
I
each.
love-
Well, it depends on your size, but probably 2 balls of each.
Be a little extra large.
Yeah, I think it's 2 balls of
2
each,
balls each.
up until the
We have
XXL.
one other colorway too. We
Yeah,
can
and
do.
there's another colorway that we can put together. And again, we can swap over to the other yarn and still have those colors because
Yeah.
the bright multis and the greens come in the other yarn.
Okay, so Candyland, here are 3 colors. And then,
Here, put them back.
oh, okay, oh,
Lift it up.
hey,
And there's one other color and it's just all rainbow colors. It's red, orange, green, and blue.
Wow.
And you really don't get to see everything that's in it
true.
until you turn it inside. And there's still even more colors on the inside.
Way, way fun.
Squishy.
Yeah, gushy.
Anybody else?
Is the warehouse open to the public at all?
No,
Okay.
no, especially, well, it never has been, but even during COVID, no one's been allowed in. We've kept it all very secure. But we are strictly a wholesale company. Our link is to make sure that the stores stay in business, to help them stay in business. So we have people come and pick up stuff, but they've ordered it from a store and they live down by us. And instead of waiting for it to come through the mail, they come and pick it up. But we are not open to the public. We do special events.
Yeah.
Like with
Like your
Fontel coming
cruise.
down for our cruise. Always a special event.
That's what makes that so fun.
But you, like for the warehouse, it's not required that you go on the cruise in order to come to the warehouse event. We'll send out paperwork and you can be invited to do it. There'll be a little fee involved for it, but it is something that you'll hear more about.
We'll be in a lot of trouble if we buy at your warehouse and then try to get out.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, what does it take to get locked in?
Go into the restroom, feet up off the ground, you'd be locked in.
We're
Just
gonna-
bring your needles.
That's
Everybody
right.
There's needles in there as well, not to worry. Well, not in the bathroom, but in the warehouse.
There's a refrigerator, there's food.
There's everything. My desk.
Oh,
is
perfect.
So you're good.
You can let me out when you get back from the cruise.
There you go.
Well, if there aren't any other questions.
Thank
right,
you
everybody.
very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you in person.
You.
And thank you for
Thanks,
being here.
Barry.
tonight. We
Yes.
love you all.
Thank you. Thank
Take
you,
care.
Gary. Thank you,
Bye, everyone.
Fontel.
Thank
This
you.
was very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Gary, Fontel, Carrie,
Thank you.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.